Sometimes when I dig through the trash, all I find is scrap stuff. But when I go to the store, like a normal, to get stuff,
all I found is
the
good House Husbands
podcast content.
And because it's all on the
Because it's
on
never
the
in the
shelves.
trash.
Because what's in the shelves is the other podcasts. And not this one. What was the first book? Like ever.
Like aside from the Bible? Or like
just the first book ever. Because like...
Well, the Bible's a collection of books.
Yeah.
Let's get that right.
Let's get that straight before we go and deem it like, come on. It's a compendium.
What constitutes a book? Because like you could say like the book of law. Like how many words how many words does a book have to be? Like because the 10 Commandments could be a book.
Yeah, but the 10 Commandments is a rock.
Like a like,
you know what I mean? Like it's literally a rock. It's not a book. Books got to be pages between covers. So,
Yeah.
but this is what I'm thinking though. It's like, was this like was the first book just like? Was that just the first time somebody said something so good they were like, we gotta write this down? Like was it like
Carrie? We gotta write.
Was it like before that there was never anything that was worth writing down? People were just like, hey, and that's when I put my socks on. Like that was every story. And like they were like, man, this time, we gotta write this down, Pill.
I mean, yeah,
You know?
like what do you?
Or did just nobody say anything worth writing beforehand?
I think beforehand nobody said anything worth writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, people were dumb. People were really dumb before they could write.
Well, still are.
Still are, but now we can write.
Case in point.
Yeah, that us. He just pointed at us. That was funny.
Yeah.
Just for the people who aren't in the room with us right now.
Now think about it this way. Who is the first person to write anything at all? Like, because think about it. We have like those old cave paintings, like in France and stuff.
In France?
Yeah.
What are you?
You know, like in the cave paintings of
Okay.
they got like a guy and a mammoth and stuff. But like, was that just like a guy trying to explain?
Is that exclusively France?
Well, I think there are in other places, but there's really popular ones.
Is that
in
like
France.
the first one? I didn't know that.
Well,
there's
there's real popular ones there.
Oh,
like,
okay,
in
cool.
France.
Okay.
French, they're always trying to be popular.
They're always trying to, eat poutine and stuff.
But like, was that just someone? Well, that's Canadian, French Canadian. Were they just trying to like explain something? You think? Because they're like, here's me, and then they put the stick in, and then there's the buffalo.
Could you imagine?
But then look, I got my stick now, and then there's you too, because I didn't draw you last time. Because then there's two, and then we ate the buffalo.
Like, imagine that's how they drew out the plans.
Yeah.
Like, in the spy movies when they put the piece of paper down and they're like, all right, now you two go over this way.
And then,
but that's
and then that's when we both kill the boar. and then over here we eat it.
That's definitely
like, is that what the first cave paintings were?
Yeah.
Like, are we just like saving, like you said, a master heist plan essentially?
Well,
or was someone actually like, hey mom, look at what I wrote? Like, was someone really impressed with the art, or were they just trying to explain something? You think that just like no one understood, the concept of hunting?
I feel like it would be extremely hard to like convey that message to anybody who wasn't in the room during the painting.
Well, think about it as well. Like they probably didn't speak at all at that point.
No, they were just mute.
Yeah. So think about it this way: grunts and some certain type of body language and language and stuff that's existed for a long time. Monkeys do that.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins do that type of stuff. People, do you think that they used writing as a way before language, like these pictures and stuff? Do you think that came up before language was?
Yeah, and to layer that question even more.
Okay.
Does a picture book count as a book? As the first book?
I think so.
Right? Because
how so are we
going to
say then that a cave painting is a book? Because I still think that definition like has to be between covers.
No, it has to be between covers.
Do you really think a poetry book is a book though?
Like, I'm gonna shit on a lot of people right now.
Like, do you think that that's really a book? Like, you know what I mean? Like Robert Frost, go put a coat on, chilly guy. Like, come on,
man, you gotta just relax over here.
But you know what I mean? It's like, is poetry book really a book? Like, if we're thinking about it, is a picture book really a book? Like, I think there's got to be
a children's book.
Fair. I think there's got to be a narrative, because then what's a pamphlet?
What about a brochure?
Yeah, a brochure. I guess it's not. I guess the cover is also a page in a brochure, though.
I actually only think that books are hardcover.
Oh, so soft cover books.
Soft cover books
of the same book.
Yeah.
Not a book.
Aren't books because
okay,
you
so
know
that's
why?
Your definition.
Because it's just paper on top of paper.
It's thicker paper.
No.
no, it's thin.
Allow me to be difficult here.
They actually
hardtop.
They actually used to have much thinner paper back in the old days
called
because it was
papyrus.
on papyrus.
Is it papyrus?
Papyrus.
Papyrus. I don't know how to pronounce things.
It's like that guy on TikTok who tells you how to take the books out from the back instead of from the sides because it makes them better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like how he like fixes the books.
Yeah,
man.
Would you be a librarian?
Would I be a librarian? Yeah.
You know what?
That's
for
the
years,
coolest job ever.
For years, I've wanted to be a librarian assistant. Like since high school, I've wanted that to be my part-time job.
Yeah, man. Just go in and be quiet.
You're with it. This is what you hear. That's all you hear all day.
It's the greatest job ever.
And then it's just you behind a cart. You're going like, you're putting stuff on. Learn the Dewey Decimal System. Who's Dewey? I don't know. But he liked his decimals.
You'll find out.
I'd learn.
You'd learn so much. And also, you wouldn't have... You'd literally come home from your job, or you could quit your job where your boss is always, right up in your ear. And then you come home or whatever... You're tired, you go to sleep, and then you do the same thing again the next day. Or you become a librarian, and it's just all day,
yeah.
right?
Think about this, though. Just going back. Okay, picture books can be a book if they're hardcover and if they have a narrative. Poetry books are not books because there's no narrative. Unless there's a narrative like it's the Divine Comedy years. I don't know. It wasn't poetry. It's like Homer's Odyssey. That was like poetry, right?
Yeah.
It's prose.
Yeah.
But think about it this way. What about a cookbook?
Now that's funny because it has book in the name.
It does.
Right? So this is actually one of those weird
Picture
ones.
book does too, though. And if it's soft cover, it's not a book.
Yeah, it's not a book, technically.
But almost all cookbooks are hardcover.
Yeah, it's true because you're in the kitchen and you don't want to damage the book.
Yeah.
And that's why I think if you're going to have a book, it has to be hardcover because you're going to damage it otherwise.
Would you read a cookbook outside of the kitchen? Like in the bedroom?
I'd
in the
gander.
Evening? You'd gander?
I'd flip through it.
I'd peruse in a living room to think, oh, what can I have for dinner?
So
right?
I've gone to chapters. I've gone to chapters and like flipped through cookbooks in chapters.
You know what though? That's the best thing I've ever heard. Why would you buy a cookbook when you can just have a phone and go to chapters and take some pictures?
You know what? I'm gonna when I retire whenever I'm gonna retire, like years from now. I'm going to go to chapters, and I'm just going to be the guy who sits and reads the books in the store.
Man, you know what, though? This is a perfect segue.
$25 for this book.
It's a perfect segue to one of our friends in university. One of our friends in university would go to the bookstore, figure out what textbook he needed, and take a picture of every page of the 300-page textbook.
Yeah.
Every page, he would take a picture of every page. He's like, I'm not going to go and buy this $300 book. Would I have to read 3 readings out of it? No. I'm going to take a picture of them all.
Man. Like, how do you get away with that?
But it's also, one who doesn't watch you take a picture of it? Like, how do you get away with it? 2, like time to money. Right? Like
also,
he's
data
decided,
space, right?
He's decided that I don't give it shit. If this takes me 5 hours, this is much... Like, I'm gaming the system here. And you know what? All the respect in the world.
No, absolutely. That is a incredible move. And I think, like, for me personally, I wouldn't do it because I would have to, like, time, money. I'd have to, like, kind of figure that out. If I'm spending 5 hours... First of all, what's the camera he's using? Like, he's using, like, one of those Nikon,
it's like No. He's using like an iPod.
Oh, right.
Like an iPod Touch.
So he's using up data storage. You have to think about all these other factors.
iCloud.
Personally, wouldn't be for me, but man, I respect the grind.
Oh yeah,
I respect
it's so good.
that grind.
Well, think about it too. Is like, he wouldn't go to do chapter by chapter because after a certain point they stop carrying the books from the beginning of the term, right? Because they're like, you're already midterm, like we don't have the book now. So, like, it would be so much more manageable if you just, went after class, take a picture of the chapter, and there you go.
Yeah. Or, like, make friends.
And take a picture of their book.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, but think about it, though. Like, if you had a friend who wanted to take a picture of all the pages in your book, would you loan the book to them?
My dude, you literally loaned me like
I loaned
half
you the
of my
books.
textbooks.
I loaned you the books, but you borrowed the entire book.
Yeah,
I didn't let you just sit there in class and take pictures and then
that's
flip
true.
the page every time.
That's true. Man, that'd be so annoying.
Yeah,
That would be so annoying.
it's definitely a commitment.
Well, I'm glad that he graduated. Thank God this guy graduated from university, because, jeez.
Yeah,
Big brain move.
it's a big brain
Big
move.
waste of time, though, so...
Yeah, I hope he deleted all the files. I would. wait, keep going.
No, we're rolling. We're rolling. It's good.
I was having a sad day, then I realized it was a Tuesday, 'cause it's the house husband's day
For the
podcast show. Thanks for listening to the show.
Thanks for listening.